What's good, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Everyone in Philadelphia should be happy. The Eagles are 3-0, but today we're going to be talking about the Sixers. The Sixers season is starting in about a month, so I'm trying to get this channel up and running for you guys so I can drop good content for y'all. And the first topic of today is Mo Bamba. And you see, I made a YouTube video on him. It's actually my most viewed video about how Mohamed Bamba is our secret weapon and all that stuff. I made that video before I knew we were going to have Paul Reed. I thought Paul Reed was going to the Jazz. I was kind of butthurt, and I saw we got Mo Bamba, and I was like, okay, he's our replacement. But knowing what I know now, Paul Reed is probably going to start at power forward. Mo Bamba is going to be our backup center. So with him, he's going to have to make sure Embiid can get his rest. He needs to make sure when he's on the court, we're not losing because of him. I mean, I can just think of so many games where Embiid's not on the court and we're just getting cooked, right? We have no defender. Our center was like PJ Tucker half the time. We had George Niang at power forward. Like, that's a problem. But now that we have some height, we have Mo Bamba coming off the bench. I think this is a great backup. A backup that can stretch the floor, a backup that's a great shot blocker. I think this is going to work perfectly as long as Nick Nurse is the coach, and he's the coach. He's going to be coaching these guys well. So I'm very excited to see what comes from this lineup. And also, Nick Nurse wants Embiid to play more games. So in the upcoming season, we need Bamba to play well in the 10 to 15 minutes that he's playing, so Embiid doesn't have to play more minutes per game, because that's also a factor of getting hurt. You don't want to overplay your top player, especially with Embiid. It's okay if he plays more games, but playing more minutes, that's where injuries could come from, because you're fatigued, you're tired, you're slouching, you're sliding your feet. We watched Embiid so many times. Whenever he's tired, he's tired. And when he's tired, that's when he starts flopping, and that's when he starts getting hurt, basically. So, yeah. He just needs to make sure he can play well in this 10 to 15 minute range where we don't need to force Embiid back in. And I briefly talked about this earlier, but Mo Bamba, he's going to have to bring and provide rim protection and bring shooting. He's not a sharpshooter, but from his career three-point range, he shot 35.9%, which is actually pretty good for a center, right? If he just keeps getting better at his three-point range, I mean, if he can shoot near 40% this coming up season, this is going to be a steal of a signing, right? And also, when we talk about the rim protection-wise, I can't think of the last center that was really a great rim protector was Dwight Howard. Andre Drummond was a mid rim protector, I would say, but Bamba, I think, is a top-tier rim protector in the league, and I'm just so excited to see this happen, but we just need him to buy in, and I think he's that type of player. When he talked his first press conference, he talked about buying in, and that's what I love. I don't want to hear about sacrificing throughout the whole season like James Harden did. Just say, I'm bought in. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter how many points I have, how many rebounds. I'm bought in, and I'm going to do everything it takes to win. That's all we need. Now, this guy, Buddy Hield, has constantly been in trade talks, especially with the Sixers. We've been talking about trading him for a while. I really want Buddy Hield. I've been wanting him for, I don't know, since 2019, since he was on the Kings. I mean, the James Harden trade, I wanted Buddy Hield, Tyrese Halliburton. Okay, you know what? I'm going to stop talking about that because that's going to piss me off. But I think we should get Buddy Hield. He hasn't really been on the contending team, and he's not even, well, in my opinion, he's a top 2 shooter in the league, top 3 3-point shooter in the league. I mean, he made the most threes last season. I forgot the stat, but there was a stat where from the time he got drafted or the time, I forgot, his first season, he has the most threes made in that duration of time, which is, you guys might be confused, which is actually insane. So Buddy Hield's honestly the best 3-point shooter in the league. If we can get him at a contending team with Embiid, he's gonna imagine how many open shots he's gonna have, right? To get him, I think we're gonna have to trade like a Tobias Harris. Like I said, he's on an expiring deal. I don't think Tobias Harris is he might come back for cheap on the Sixers, but I really doubt that. I think we should just get a Buddy Hield, a guy who's going to shoot the lights out, a guy who's just, he's not a great defender, but he's not like a JJ Redick, he's not a Marco Bellinelli type defender. He can play decent defense. He's not going to get cooked. In my opinion, I think he's the same as James Harden. James Harden is not a horrible defender, but he's not a great defender, right? And I can just imagine our offense with Buddy Hield, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, the speed, the power, and just the skill of our offense would be insane. When we have a Kelly Oubre who's a great defender, a guy who's gonna yam on anyone. Like, I honestly think that's, the wave to go for this season. Buddy Hield is a great shooter. He's the best shooter in the league, in my opinion. Like, he's just, well, besides Curry. Curry doesn't even count, okay? Besides Curry, Buddy Hield is the best shooter in the league. No one can tell me otherwise. He made the most threes last season. He's just him, okay? Put him on a contending team. He hasn't been on the contending team at all. I don't even know what his best team was. Was it the Kings or was it the Pacers? Both teams weren't good when he was playing on them. So he just needs a contending team. He needs a chance. No contending team has had him yet, and I can just picture him on a contending team is dominant. No one wants to play against a shooter who can just knock down threes like he can. He moves off ball side to side, gets screens. Imagine Joel Embiid setting a screen for him, and then Tyrese Maxey coming around the other side. Like, this makes your offense multi-dimensional, and that's what we need. We're a one-dimensional team. Tobias Harris does not work well with Embiid. I think we should Tobias Harris is a back to the basket type of player. Embiid is the same. That's not going to work out right. With all of Nick Nurse's interviews, it's looking like Embiid's going to have more shots and more chances of being in the paint, being close, being, what did it say, 4 to 8 feet instead of 15 to 18 feet. And I swear, this is not rocket science. All the fans have been begging for this for the last 5 to 6 years. Get in the paint. You're 7 foot and 300 pounds with all of the footwork that you can ask for. So just get in the paint, man. That's all you have to do. I'm just happy that Nick Nurse is actually saying this out loud. So if he's saying out loud, we got to hold you accountable to that. So we're going to hold him accountable, and we're going to see what this offense looks like. Just having Embiid in the paint is just going to free up way more openings for the teammates. You know what? And I'm going to end on the good note because that's some good news to hear as a Sixers fan. If you made it to this far in the video, drop a like, give me a subscribe. Much love. I'll catch y'all.